class, in this video we will be introducing you to a social studies topic that we will be talking about tomorrow in class. We will be talking about the three branches of government. It would be a good idea to take some notes on what you learn in this digital story so you can come to class prepared to do activities relating to the branches of government.
So let's begin with what the three branches of government are. In the United States, the government is broken down into the legislative branch, executive branch, and judicial branch. Let's start by going over the judicial branch. This branch is the Supreme Court, which is the highest court in the United States. This is where our judges are. There is one Chief Justice and 8 associate judges. The role of the judicial branch is to evaluate laws. This means that when a new law is passed, the judicial branch reviews this new law to make sure it's not unconstitutional. Unconstitutional means that nothing in this new law goes against the Constitution. They can also make decisions in cases that are controversial. An example of this is the case of Brown versus Board of Education in 1954. It started as a case in a local court, but needed more attention and got to the Supreme Court. The judicial branch is also responsible for interpreting laws and what they mean, so they analyze laws. This branch can also set penalties for people that break laws. To sum it all up, the judicial branch evaluates laws, and the people in charge are judges in the Supreme Court.
The second branch of government is the executive branch. The executive branch is run by the President of the United States, along with the Vice President and members of the President's cabinet. The President is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The President can serve for up to 2 terms in office, each term lasting 4 years. If the President can no longer serve during their term, the Vice President becomes the President. The President and Vice President are voted for by the American people every 4 years. After the President is elected, he or she can nominate people to put in their cabinet. The cabinet is a group of people who advise the President. After the President nominates individuals to their cabinet, the Senate has the power to approve or reject them. The President can also sign laws and has the power to veto or reject laws.
The last branch is the legislative branch. This branch is a little more complicated. It is run by Congress, which is made up of 2 parts. This includes the Senate and the House of Representatives. The Senate is made up of senators, which represent our states. Each state has 2 senators, for a total of 100 senators in the United States. The other part of Congress is the House of Representatives. These are representatives from each state, and each state has different amount of representatives because it's based on population. For example, California has more representatives than Utah because California's population is bigger than Utah's. In total, there are 435 representatives in the United States. The role of the legislative branch is to make laws. They propose laws and go through a process to create these laws. The legislative branch takes place in the U.S. Capitol, which is in Washington, D.C. What you should know about this branch is that it is run by Congress, which has 2 parts, Senate and the House of Representatives, and that the role is to make laws.
So now, let's go back and review the 3 branches of the American government. We have the legislative branch, which is run by Congress, the executive branch, run by the President, Vice President, and cabinet members, and the judicial branch, which is run by the Supreme Court and other federal courts. Take a minute now to write down any questions you may still have about the branches of government and bring them to class tomorrow. If you don't have any questions, write down 1 or 2 new things you learned from watching this digital story. See you all tomorrow, where we will further explore the branches of the American government.